Hey there, everybody, and welcome to the Fearless Thinking Podcast, designed to help you navigate authentic leadership and the entrepreneurial journey. I'm your host, Michael Devous, and these are my thoughts, lessons, and insights from my entrepreneurial journey into coaching, workshops, motivational speaking, and of course, what I picked up from interviews with inspiring leaders and entrepreneurs along the way. My mission is to help people unlock their untapped potential by using fear as a catalyst for powerful change and growth, so they can step into the greatest version of their most authentic selves. All right, let's get into some fearless thinking. Hey, everybody, welcome back to Fearless Thinking. I'm your host, Michael Devous. We are on a stretch talking about AI in the current marketplace and environments. I mean, AI is everywhere. You can't escape it. There is no escape for us. It's here and here to stay. We've been examining a few different topics over the last couple of weeks and episodes. And today, specifically, we are looking at AI and the future of work, adapting to the 2025 job market and how AI is impacting that. Now, the job market as of 2025, you can discover that nearly half of all employees will require reskilling of AI to adopt and reshape the industries at an unprecedented rate, right? They're being required to, asked to, the demand is massive. And learning about these emerging AI driven roles and the essential skills for future proofing your career and strategies for thriving in a rapidly evolving work landscape is what we're gonna dive into a little bit today. I'm always, you know what I mean? I love AI. I think it's fascinating. I deal with it constantly. I've just started onboarding a new set of AI employees. I'm playing around that sandbox, and I'm telling you, I wish it was just like that easy. I wish it was just that easy plug and play, and it's not. And maybe that's just because, we're at the forefront of this and we're standing at the edge of the changes, and we are the ones testing things out. Those who are waiting for that, to join us in the sandbox, so to speak. You maybe they won't have that experience, but those of us who are on the edge of it, like right now, diving into everything, are experiencing that sort of beta testing phase. Plus AI, by the way, it's iterative, it's generative, it has to learn from you. So there is a bit of a requirement and a learning curve, not only for you, but for the AI that needs you to ingest material, copy, information, facts, you name it, into it to get it up to speed with where you already are, with where your brain is, right? There's things that we do that it's just intuitive because we've been doing it for so long. We got to teach AI how to do the things we want them to do, the way that we want them to do it. So, by the end of 2025, nearly half of all employees will require a reskilling as AI adoption transforms industries at a breakneck pace. But here's the catch. Now, while some jobs will disappear, and that's just natural, that's the way of things, there will be new jobs that emerge, demanding new skills and skill sets and adaptability. So the future of work isn't about competing with AI. It's about working alongside it to amplify human strengths. Today, we are going to break down most of the in-demand AI-driven roles and the skills, of course, that you're going to need to future-proof your success and your career, and of course, how to stay relevant, right, in a current job market that is ever evolving by the second. So, industry expert Kai Fu Lee, the AI thought leader and author, has this to say: AI will replace tasks, not jobs, but those who resist adapting, those who resist adapting may struggle to stay relevant. They may struggle to speak English. So the changing landscape of work today, AI is reshaping things in all industries. You can't escape it. There just isn't. It's not possible. And AI isn't really eliminating work so much as it is blending AI knowledge with uniquely human skills. AI driven economies are creating new opportunities at unprecedented scales, such as AI in healthcare. We now have AI assisted diagnoses, which are helping doctors, by the way, speed up treatment plans while reducing human error. However, human oversight remains critical, right? AI augments, not replaces professionals. This is part of the reason why I say that for those who are, like, reticent about jumping in and practicing with it, it needs us to play with it. It needs us to give it our input and our experiences so that it becomes better. If we avoid it because 'cause we're fearful of it, it's never gonna get better, and it's only gonna get better by those individuals who participate. I mean, do you want your AI depending on everything that I put in it? I don't think so. I think you need some other people putting smarter things and more intelligent things into the AI because, we need all the different perspectives, all the different experiences, all the different angles and stuff to make it good, better, best, awesome. Like we need it to enhance what we currently do. And the only way that it can do that is to understand who we are and how we operate and how we function and how we think, right? The only way it can do that is if we participate with it, right? Job displacement versus job creation. I think we're going to see both, a bit of both, obviously. The jobs that are gonna be at risk are like your repetitive manual kind of jobs, administrative input, data input, simple customer service things. Those I think are gonna go away or not go away, but they're gonna go over to AI. The in-demand, jobs that AI is creating, such as strategic problem solving, human-centered AI design, I think we're gonna see more of those come up on the horizon, right? You should research how AI is being used in your specific industry and identify the trends that are shaping it in that future. There's a place that I go to called Just Ask AI. I'll put it in the show notes and stuff. But it's a great place you just go and you enter, like, the industry you're interested in or the field of focus you're interested in, and they literally do all the work and pull up all the new and latest AIs that are playing in that sandbox and that are offering you new tools, to do those things: content creation, design, analysis, research and development, you name it. They've got AIs for that, and this website is literally just sort of like a search engine for AI, which is kinda cool. Alright, so emerging AI-related job roles and skills. So, some hot careers coming in this year, 2025, AI ethics officers, ensuring that AI is, of course, used responsibly and without bias, which is tough to do when you think about where we are in our political climate, doing away with, uh, DEI, doing away with any kind of diversity. How are we gonna train these models to understand what those things look like when we're in a time where people don't care, where companies don't care? Or are they secretly doing it behind our backs? Like, are they putting it in their AI, but they're not putting it on paper? They're putting it in their AI, but they're not putting in their policies. I think it's gonna be interesting to see because if we go into 2026, 2027 with AI behaving the way certain individuals and people are behaving today, massive problems, huge problems. All right. Machine learning engineers developing AI models for automation and innovation. You can get a AI engineering certification through IBM and Microsoft. I believe they're free. A couple of the low level ones are free, just like an introductory course, but you can get them on Coursera too, and on their websites, both at IBM and Microsoft. I think upskilling to learn those kind of things is so crucial and important. And if you have a better understanding of how these things operate, function, and work from the inside, like under the hood, you'll have a better opportunity, I think, to upskill and showcase what you can do for your company and your organization to improve how they use AI. Now, AI human interaction designing. Improving AI's ability to interact with people is going to be the responsibility of a team. So in other words, if your corporation and your large company is going to bring on internal AI to function on your software servers locally, there will be individuals whose job it is to improve its ability to interact with people by ingesting data, interactions, test models, case studies, customer reports and complaints, all those things. But a person has to do that. So I think you're going to see that you're going to have these AI human interaction designers uh, join. There's going to be teams of them where their only job is to take that data and put it in and then test its response mechanisms to ensure that you're getting the right responses. Data detective. That's another one. Uncovering insights hidden in complex data sets. Now, you know that we use prompts to tell AI what it is we need. Well, the data we get back is only as good as the prompt we provide, right? We need to make sure that the prompt is excellent. The prompt actually does get us to the answers we really are looking for. And I think there's so many massive pieces of data sets that need deep research detectives, if you will, AI data detectives digging in there and finding out exactly what they want or discovering new pieces of data and correlations to trends that they hadn't seen before. Another one is an AI business strategy consultant. That is something I'm kind of going for with my AI certification. I wanna be a strategic consultant for AI, but I'm looking at, I think, more on the lower end with smaller businesses who don't understand their tech stack and are intimidated by adopting AI, as well as solopreneurs, entrepreneurs, and small business owners who need AI to help them be more productive and efficient. How do they get that on board? And I think having consultants brought in to help them determine which AI tech stacks they need, which bots, which agents, which ones to go with, how comfortable are they, what kind of budget do they have, how quickly can we get them up and running, right? And I think that's going to be a really cool role. These strategic consultants will help major companies integrate AI for growth when they've discovered there's new opportunities and ways to do it. Uh, Industry expert Fei Li, an AI researcher, said that the future workforce isn't just about coding, it's about understanding AI's role in business, ethics, and the human experience. Uh, to that end, essential skills for AI careers coming up, by the way, is machine learning, AI ethics, automated automation frameworks and workflows. The soft skills we're gonna need are adaptability, problem solving, and emotional intelligence. Business acumen. We want AI integration for growth, innovation strategies, right? So this week, I want you to identify one AI related skill that aligns with your particular career and commit to learning about it. There are so many places you can get educated. The U.S. Institute of AI Technology is one place. They've got great programs. They're not cheap, but they're really great, and they've got some really good certifications there, so I could recommend that. Obviously, I said IBM, Microsoft, I believe Apple's bringing some stuff on board, Google has it as well, Amazon's gonna have them. Wherever you can find it, I would just learn at least one of those every few weeks, I would probably, do something. So, reskilling and upskilling for the AI era, right? Why continuous learning is essential. The half-life of a skill is now less than 5 years. Now think about that. Back in the day, you could learn a skill and you could pretty much be guaranteed, you can get certified in something and you could pretty much be guaranteed you'd had at least 10 years of work out of it, of relevant value to companies and organizations because you have that skill set along with experience. And now we're finding that the half-life is below 5 years. And I'm gonna even go one better, and I'm gonna tell you that at the end of 2025, it's gonna be less than 2 because these things are gonna keep changing so fast, you have to continue. It's gonna be an ongoing, like, when you go and sign up for a certification, I have a feeling it's gonna be a subscription model, that you sign up for, similar to Coursera, obviously, but it's gonna be a subscription model because you're going to have to re-up those skills every 3 months. You're gonna have to go back in and learn something new and take a skills assessment every 3 months to stay up to date with the changes that are constantly coming. Adaptability and career security. The most valuable employees will be lifelong learners. There's no way to escape it, guys. If you really wanna be it's not that you wanna be cutting edge, you wanna be relevant and valuable. You have to be adaptable and you have to be a lifelong learner. You have to constantly be wanting and hungry for more knowledge and better skills. Growth, personal and professional, development. It's important to everything that you do out there, and especially your value if you're a consultant or a coach or any of those things for jobs, for not for jobs, for companies, organizations, associations, and you're trying to help them be better at what they're doing, especially in the tech realm. You have to be relevant. Your skills have to be relevant. Your knowledge has to be relevant. And that means you're going to have to be a constant learner. Here's a case study from IBM on AI reskilling initiatives. IBM retained 100,000 100,000 employees in AI related disciplines. this past year. The result is that 50%, right? 50% of plus in more, 50% plus internal mobility and higher job satisfaction as a result, right? Of those retained AI related disciplines. This is something they're talking about, the T-shaped skill set for AI professionals. Not know if you've heard this before. T-shaped skill set, not your T, which is, your T zone for oil, which you can see on my shiny face. Deep expertise in one area, meaning data science or AI ethics, with a broad knowledge across complementary fields such as business strategy, design thinking, right? So if you're going to get that certification, if you're going to get that skill set or whatever, make sure that you have deep expertise in one particular discipline area, and then broad knowledge across the field of focus. Okay. That's going to be valuable and important. Resources for upskilling, like I said before, online courses at Coursera, edX, Udacity for AI and MLM training, boot camps, AI focused coding for and automation programs. Sorry, AI focused coding and automation programs at a boot camp. Now, I haven't researched that recently and looked at boot camps. That's an interesting thing. I think that's after you've probably got some skill sets and some certifications under your belt, then you can jump into a boot camp where you get a little bit more in depth but intense focus. And then, of course, certifications are going to be important. Google AI, IBM Watson, Microsoft AI Fundamentals. Those are all ones that I've signed up for. I've been trying to take, and I will report back to you on how I'm doing with it when I have more time because I keep running out of time, but I've got to set aside, I think, one evening a week where that's just my focus. All I do is sit down and study and take the coursework. Because I got to commit to it. You really do just got to do it. Or you can set aside an entire weekend and just do a really big dive where you do nothing for 8 hours, in a row each day. You can get a lot accomplished in 16 hours through a weekend, on these courses. Um, Here is an action step that I think you could take. Create a 6-month personal learning plan to develop your AI related skill set. Now, 6 month is, you know, even as I'm saying it, I don't think that's going to be fast enough. I think you're good. By the time the 6 months is done, if you've learned that skill set, it's late. Like it isn't relevant anymore. Obviously got to start somewhere. We all have to start somewhere. But if you really want to get into that field and you really want it to be valuable to you and everybody else, I think you gotta find a way to carve out the time to do a quick, like a fast deep dive. Like, get in now and learn as much as you can. And if that means you gotta carve out 2, 3 days a week, evenings, and weekends of your time to put this into play, it really will change the game for you and make you so much far more valuable. By the way, you'll also learn wonderful skill sets for yourself to become more efficient and productive on your own time with using AI services. Now, human creativity and critical thinking. This is an area that has been at the forefront, by the way, especially with creativity, content creation. I mean, it all started out with look at these cool images that AI was creating. Now, what AI cannot do yet, right, is think creatively. AI follows patterns, but innovation remains a human trait. Now, AI can make recommendations based on the things you put into it, but only based on the things you put into it. So the more you put in, the more patterns you create, the more opportunities for innovative ideas, brainstorming with AI, participating with it, and those kind of functions. You'll begin to see how it can help you think creatively because it's gonna take you a few steps beyond where you currently are and make suggestions. I love brainstorming with my AI. It really does help me come up with new things that I hadn't thought or that it's just sort of sitting back there, but I hadn't honed in on. Um, it frees up my brain to sort of go down some of those pathways and some of those roads. Navigating ethics and emotions. AI cannot replicate genuine empathy or critical ethical reasoning. It's gonna be a long time, before we see AI participating in a way that's not only functional, but valuable from an empathetic and reasonable, reasoning standpoint. Ethics reasoning is just gonna be very challenging for AI to do. It's gonna have to understand a lot of nuances and a lot of context. in order for it to get to a place where it can start offering valuable feedback and data. But that's coming down the line. I think in 3 or 4 years, we're going to see the first real good models of it where it can start using it. Actually, you're gonna see some early versions right now with customer service, which we talked about before in the last episode. You're gonna see it when it's online trying to do sentiment analysis and determine whether a customer is upset or not, and to figure out the best answers and resources to get them to a place of a solution. Data strategic vision. AI processes information, but humans set direction. So you have to remember that even though AI can provide you with a series of data points, it's up to you to decide which direction you want the company to take, you want your organization to take, you want your team to take, right? That's for you to decide. And I think we don't want to put that in the hands of AI at the moment. We really want humans to be making those kind of decisions, those long-term visionary decisions, and using the data sets and the suggestions and the opportunities for deep research from AI to help guide us along the way, and to make better choices, right? To see the better choices. A case study is an example of that. AI in creative industries. AI is generating ad copy and designing logos for top brands, but they do still rely on human creativity for the storytelling and the emotional appeal. And that's what I do. I love the storytelling. I love helping brands, and I love helping individuals and, companies and organizations find their story, find their journey and their through line of that authentic experience, and tying that into their brand and their marketing and their messaging as it gets out into the world. That's something I love to do, and I really enjoy helping them find their way to get more in touch with their authentic voice. Enhancing human skills for AI collaboration. Cross-disciplinary learning with which mixes tech skills with psychology, philosophy, and business. I think we're gonna see AI. Well, we're already seeing it as a collaborative thing. If I'm using it as collaborative, if you're using it, it's collaborative, right? We're borrowing it, leaning on it, using it as a tool for certain parts of creativity and thinking. And right now, I think that's almost all that it really is. It's just a collaborative tool to help us upskill and be more productive in a number of different ways. And that does include psychology and philosophy, by the way, as it relates to business. Design thinking workshops. You can train your brain to solve problems creatively, and you can join AI or have AI join you in some of those things. If you've got teams that you put together to problem solve and be innovative, and you want them to do brainstorming sessions, throw AI in the mix and see what kind of interesting results come out of it. Collaborative problem solving in the workplace, with diverse teams just to enhance your innovation and your solutions and come up with concepts and new ideas. I mean, I think that's an incredibly smart investment, right? So, join a design thinking workshop. You can join a discussion group, an AI discussion group, to sharpen your creative problem solving skills. In fact, I think I'm gonna add that to my notes as part of something I haven't looked at because I'm part of masterminds and some roundtables, but not specifically AI focused. I think maybe I should jump in there because I really enjoy it and I think it's fascinating. Now, future proofing your career. I started out 2025 called with an event called Future Proof Your Success in 2025. And part of my presentation was talking about AI and how to incorporate it into your future proofing strategies. And this was less about like productivity and efficiency. It was more about how to engage AI in your thinking and preparatory prep process. Um, Mainly because our brains don't think of our future self as something real. It's an interesting study, and I've mentioned this before from Dr. Hal Hirschfeld, who mapped the brain and how it was functioning when we think about ourselves in the future. And it's interesting that our brains put it into a space or a category, I should say, where it didn't think it was important. And that's because we don't have a real visceral understanding and idea of our future selves. It's not somebody we know. And so engaging with AI in meaningful ways where you can practice talking to your future self, journaling with your future self, having meetings with your AI meeting assistant or your uh, regular assistant, your VIP, Your executive AI assistant, where you meet with it regularly to talk about future plans and strategies, and keeping that on the board helps your brain see it as something valuable and real. So, when we're future proofing our career, the AI future proof framework includes one, skill diversification. Always stay versatile by developing adjacent skills to the current role that you play. Two, continuous learning habits. We talked about this, becoming a lifelong learner, committing to it is the only way that you're going to stay abreast of the changes that are constantly coming down the line. An adaptability mindset. Now, we used to talk about having a growth mindset. And I think that's important. Growth mindsets are valuable and that's never going to go away. But an adaptability mindset is the new thing on the horizon because it embraces career pivot opportunities with a growth perspective. Those two combined. I think that's going to be important. Network cultivation. You're going to need to surround yourself with forward-thinking professionals, especially those in industries that are already advancing with AI and finding new ways to be innovative and solution oriented when it comes to the industry itself, right? Not just individual stuff at the table in the office or what have you, but we're talking industry wide. And joining those AI discussion groups might be a wonderful way for you to discover who those people are and begin that process. Personal brand development, showcasing your expertise through content creation and thought leadership. It's not going to change. It's never going to go away. Personal brand development's here to stay. It started when we went online, and it's gonna stay with us as we move forward. It will adjust and change and shift based, I think, on a number of different things. One is the demand from the communities and the public for what they believe is authentic messaging and brand development. Two, when companies want to or don't want to play in that sandbox. Sometimes they're like, "We don't want to tell stories." We just want to sell you this. This is what we do. This is what we produce. This is how we do it. There's no story behind it. It just does. Now, human stories connect us better and, of course, might make us better buyers for things. But I could see a split happening when we get further down the road where companies are just not going to spend as much time trying to convince you through a story that you should purchase something and more of just being upfront and honest with the good stuff that they make, right? It works, buy it. It doesn't break, buy it. It helps you do X, buy it. Do you need a story to prove to you that it's valuable? If you believe in that business and that company, I don't know. Industry expert Andrew Ning, co-founder of Google Brain, your best defense against your best defense against AI disruption. Become an AI enhanced professional. AI enhanced professionals. It sounds like we're getting like, like physical enhancements and robot enhancements, but I think that's cool. AI enhanced. I like to think of myself as a little AI enhanced. Maybe I'll put that on my LinkedIn profile. Uh, so one of the actions you can take, join an AI-focused professional network or a LinkedIn group this week talking about AI, using AI, get on there, get in there. Don't just join the group, participate in the discussion forums. I think those are more valuable than just, liking and commenting on people's posts in a group setting. I really like the roundtables, other masterminds. I get a lot out of them, and then I feel like I'm being heard as well, and I really appreciate those. So, um, the future of work belongs to those who embrace AI as a tool and not a threat. That is the quote that ends our discussion today when we're looking at the future of the workforce and AI's impact on it. Your action plan for the week, man, identify 3 AI related skills that are relevant to your industry. Pick one that you can concentrate on. Create a 6-month personal learning plan to help you upskill that AI. And then join an AI focused professional network or group or discussion forum. I think those are the 3 things I think are gonna be really, really cool. I'd love to hear your remarks and comments about that this week. Let me know what you're experiencing. And then the final thought for today by Sundar Pichai, the CEO of Google. AI is the most profound technology humanity is working in and on. It will transform work, but it's up to us to shape what that transformation looks like, right? All right, next week we're gonna talk about AI's ethical and responsible innovation. Ooh, AI ethics. How AI leaders are building transparent, fair, and unbiased AI systems. I think there's a lot of interesting conflict going on right now that might beg that question. And I would be curious to see who's got an answer how are they moving forward with it? Especially those companies and organizations that have done away with their DEI programs. How are they going to create ethical, responsible AI platforms or data with fair, transparent, and unbiased input to the systems when they are already in question? And I think these are going to be interesting things to look at. So, thank you very much for joining me today on Fearless Thinking, looking at AI in 2025 and its impact on the workforce. Remember those action items, identify 3 skills, create a 6-month AI learning plan, and join an AI workshop or focus group this week. Thanks for being with me today. I'm Michael Devous, your host at Fearless Thinking, and this is AI, man. It's fun and exciting, and I'm going to bring you more stuff next week. So be good to each other. We'll see you next week. Bye.
This has been a Fearless Grow Network production, brought to you by Devous Media Holdings, LLC.